Hello and welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Renovators, the show designed to help real estate agents navigate through the proverbial shitstorm. Today, before we introduce our guest today, I want to introduce my wonderful fellow co-host. I've got the very injured Persian princess, we sometimes call him. How are you, Rexy?
I'm well. I'm in a bit of pain, but I'm okay.
What happened?
I tore my bicep in a professional boxing fight.
And then what happened after that?
I may have gone out after
Yeah,
that.
he
I may have made it work.
Yes.
I did finish the fight with it on.
And this is why I get appointed as CEO of ensuring Rex doesn't get lit.
You do a bad job at that.
I know. Next, our man in the sky, Pistol Pete. How are you over there in Brisbane, Pete?
Good morning, guys. How are you all?
Good, thanks,
Morning.
Pete.
We're fresh, Pete. How are you?
I'm really good.
Yeah?
Really good.
Good.
Did you go out last night, Pete?
Rex, thank you for bringing that up. I might have, and I might have
What
got
a
home.
hypocrite over here.
In the
What a hypocrite over here.
Always
Look at
cop
pointing
it.
the finger.
I am here. I am here and present.
And looking very fresh.
Let me tell you, audience, it's very difficult being a female in a group of males, but you know, we're going to get through it. And I'm lucky to have a superstar female with us here today. This woman does not need any introduction. If you're in real estate or you've had any exposure to real estate and you haven't heard of Claudia Michaels, I think you'd probably be living under a rock, wouldn't you, Rexy?
True.
So welcome to our wonderful guest, Claudia.
Thank you.
How are you, Claude?
Glad to be here. I too went out last night, so I've got maybe 4 hours sleep.
Doing better than some of us.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know. But very happy to be here.
Thank you for coming on the show.
So Claude was just telling us before there was some paranormal activity in her house last night.
Oh my God, just anything that could have happened this weekend has. So we've gone away and yeah, there's just all this stuff happening in the house and everyone's freaked out. There's about 16 girls and we're all like, no, there's something wrong in here. And no one's had any sleep, but we're still having a great time.
And we're still looking like, if I looked like you on 4 hours sleep, I would be very happy. What about you, Rexy?
I have on less than 4 hours sleep.
And you still look good too. Maybe it's just me. So Claude, we want to get started. So I think most people follow you on Instagram and you've got this big following and you share and document a lot of your life, both personal and professional. Mm-hmm. I want to draw it back to younger day, Claudia. Tell us about your upbringing. Tell us about you before real estate. Okay. And then let's talk about the transition into how you got into real estate and your journey to where you are today.
How long do you guys have?
We can make it a two-part
as long as
series.
you need.
All right, so to put it simply, have you guys watched my Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
That's my family. So every day is someone's birthday. I've got 4 sisters. I am the eldest. We were born in Romania. I came here at the age of 5. My dad.
Are you Romanian?
Yeah. My dad had $14 in his pocket. Didn't speak a word of English, and fast forward to 16, I got pregnant.
Oh, wow.
So 2 months before I turned 17, I gave birth to my daughter.
Mustn't have been long ago.
And by the time I was 19, I had my first business, my first investment property, home, money in the bank. I started really, really, really young, and also being from a European family, that was a shock to my family.
I can imagine the first thing I
even to
thought.
me. But it kind of, the irony was that it worked out so well. It forced me to level up, and ever since that day, I've taken care of my family to the best that I can. And that's why I work so hard, because I know that I can provide them with the lifestyle that they can only dream of, and I know I can do that. So that's my why.
Do you think having your daughter young was the reason this hunger came to you? Do you think if you hadn't have had her young, you might have gone on a different path?
Yeah, definitely. I as soon as I felt pregnant, I got into, okay, we need to save. I need to create a nest. I need to, be with the family. And it propelled me and pushed me. And she is absolutely gorgeous, stunning. She's so charismatic. She's so smart, so witty, and she's just beautiful.
Aww.
Yeah.
She sounds like a mini you. What was that, Pete?
Claudia, if someone was watching this and in a similar situation, why would you choose real estate again? Like, what was the reason that you chose real estate other than any other profession?
This one is, I literally chose real estate purely because of Zed. I didn't think that I could do real estate. He believed in me before I believed in myself.
Can we go back?
Yeah.
Because my understanding is you started real estate late in your career. You had
Yeah.
other roles, other businesses.
Yeah, look, I've only been in real estate now for 2.5 years.
Wow. So how was the conversion from some other industry into real estate?
All right, so I was working in the European football industry in Monaco, Italy and Spain. And I was a soccer scout, a tour manager. We took kids from all across the world, brought them to a residency program. And through that, we did a lot of events. So I brought out Mike Tyson to Australia. Then I brought out...
What was Mike Tyson like in real life?
Freaking legend.
Ah.
You know what?
I would love to meet Mike Tyson.
dude.
I was scared, but when I met him, he was just really down to earth, really great guy. He had his kids, his his wife's mum. He's just really family
So
orientated.
this was the later Mike Tyson, not the crazy.
The later Mike Tyson, but
Yeah.
don't let that fool you because he gets angry and you see that fiery
Oh,
side, and you're like, oh, there's Mike. Yeah, and then just back up a little. But no, he was
so
great.
cool.
And what made you bring people down to Australia? What drove that?
Well, in being in the European football industry, the guy that I worked for, he has the biggest soccer academy in the world, and with the kids that come into this academy, you've got families with X amount of money, and you meet people from all different types of calibers, and we just got so many things given to us, and you guys should get into events, and we did, and I sold out Australia-wide for Mike Tyson, and then we brought out Roberto Carlos, which is a World Cup champion from Brazil. And I organised a red carpet event at Crown Casino, and I thought, what am I going to do? I need to introduce this legend on stage. I'm going to do dribblers, so soccer boys doing tricks on stage, and I thought, I've got to do something else. And I remembered there was this guy that was following me on Instagram, and I thought, oh my God, he does drumming and he does Brazilian dancing. Great, I'm going to get this guy. So I hired Zed to the event, met him that night. And ever since then, he just kept chasing me and kept chasing. And at first I thought, okay, he's a guy. And I told him, look, if you're trying to get in my pants, it's not gonna, you're not going there.
How did he take that?
He's like, I would like to, but listen, seriously, I think you'd be really great in real estate. I didn't believe him, and I didn't want to give up what I had. I tried to explain to him, like, why would I want to give up? I'm traveling the world, meeting the most, influential people. I'm loving life. And he's like, look, I think you'd be really great. So I asked him, how much money are you on? And he's like, oh, that's a bit abrupt. I'm like, well, if you want me to change my career, I need a little bit of something. And he goes, okay, I think I'm sitting on 1.2 million for the year. And I said, in commission. And he goes, yeah, I think so. And I said, okay, I'll come see your boss on Monday morning.
So this was before he was Zed Real Estate. This
Before
was when
he was Zed Real Estate.
Okay.
So
LJ Hooker. So I went to go meet this guy, and Zed wasn't there, of course, running around doing his thing. And I said to his boss, I go, is it true Zed's sitting on $1.2 million for the year? And he's like, no. And I thought, mother, he's lying to me. He's lying to me. And then the guy gets a piece of paper, and he's like, he's closer to 1.4 million for the year. Oh. And I thought, my God, if he can do this in the ghetto, okay, of that area, I thought if I could do half of what he's doing, yeah, okay, I'll come in. So I started, and I thought, oh my God, I've met so many influential people from all across the world that got millions of dollars, but this guy's mindset is the same as 60 and 40, 64 and 70-year-olds that have made it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to be a part of history. I'm going to start. And then this was the first time that I actually got intimidated, thinking, what if I can't keep up with him? And to my shock, even to today, I still look back, and in my first month in real estate, I listed and sold over $13.1 million worth of real estate in my first month ever.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And ever since then, it's been...
So how was the conversion? How was your first listing? Was it people you knew? Did you get training for the listings?
No. My first week, I sold a property. Zed threw me in the deep end thinking, just go take these people through the house, and I'm going to do this, and I'll meet you back at the office. And he's like, if anyone wants to make an offer, you give them this. And I went in there and I got 20 or 30,000 above the asking price, brought them back to the office, had no idea what I was doing, called up Zed. He's like, how'd you go? Just come in. I'm like, no, I've got an offer. He's like, what are you talking about? He goes, what's the offer? I'm like, X amount. And he's like, what the? And he's like, all right, do this, do that. And I literally had no idea what I was doing, but that's how I learn.
Here you are. So it's very much sink or swim, would you say, Claude?
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to that, as much as I get scared and I don't want to do it, if I throw myself in the deep end, I find that that's how I really learn.
Yeah.
And I'm really good at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I speak to people all day, every day, wanting to transition into real estate. And the first few months are obviously the hardest months. And I think we've had this conversation in social environments when we talk about the perception of what real estate is in comparison to the reality of what happens when you're in here. Can you talk us through what your perception was of real estate before stepping in, and then the reality of what it's been like over the past few years?
Well, I didn't really know much because I hadn't seen all the glitz and the glamour. I just thought, okay, long hours, we're going to be working, after 4 or 5 p.m. Okay, it's hours. But since getting into it, I've realized that to everyone else, there is a perception that it's glitz, it's glamour, it's fun. And we have a lot of people that come in thinking that it's going to be easy, but they don't realize you got to put in work, you got to put in time, you got to sacrifice time with your family, your friends, people in your life, just you time as well. I work 7 days a week, not because I have to. I love what I do, but it is time consuming. It takes away time, and time's the biggest commodity.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Pete?
Claudia, I'm really interested to know, as a woman in what is normally in that prestige end and very much a boys' club, has that changed the way that you've navigated through your career thus far as a woman?
I think being in a male-dominated space and, being able to do just as good as the men,
it's an advantage to some extent, isn't it?
To me, it's a great thing because I think males are amazing. They don't really have a lot that holds them back. They focus more on the solution. They don't worry about the small stuff. They don't sweat the little things. And I think that's why also men are so good in it. But then a woman will bring that nurturing side, and we automatically get trust. And it's just worked so well to me.
Absolutely.
And yes, putting in the hours, you definitely got to put in the hours, but yeah, being in a male-dominated space, there is so much potential for women to be in this industry because it helps. Imagine you're selling a property and you've got 2 guys that are there. You, even as a male, might get intimidated. You've got a male and female, you've got both worlds.
Absolutely.
People feel more comfortable.
Can you talk us through your listing presentation? Because I think in real estate, listing is probably the hardest part or the most important part. So what is your listing presentation compared to, and with only 2.5 years experience and doing so well, what makes a difference?
Honesty and no bullshit. I simply tell them, listen, if I take your property and if you give me the green light, I'm on. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a record price. I can't guarantee that I'm going to sell. All I can guarantee is that I'm going to work harder than anyone else. And I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I'm not that agent that bumps up the price. I'm just really honest, and that honesty comes through and they love that.
Awesome.
I like that. Claude, we spoke to Zed about this a lot on the show, and I think that you do it just as great as Zed does, if not better. I hope he doesn't watch this. Social media and branding and marketing and what that's done for you as an agent. You are so active on your social media, and it's not just I've listed this house and I've sold this house and a picture of a listed sign and a sold sign like 90% of other agents do.
Yeah.
You show sort of aspects of your personal life. You out, whining and dining, but also you show the hustle behind it, your late nights, your early mornings. Can you talk us through do you have sort of a method to what you post on social media, and what has the effect of being so active on social media? How's that benefited you and your business within a business?
Great question. So this one I literally just taught myself and took a lot of guidance from Zed, because Zed was doing it quite a bit. We are visual creatures. Everyone can't stay off their mobile phones for more than 5 minutes. If we're watching a movie, you still got your mobile phone next to you. And even though you might be watching a movie, you're still scrolling. So I've realized that if I'm out there promoting just business, I'm losing a lot of clients. People get bored, they don't want to see it. If I mix it up with a little bit of fashion, a little bit of life, a little bit of family, food, going out, people get to fall in love with who you are and what you stand for. And social media is about engaging. Without me even realizing, just by me being with family, being with my daughter, showing my crazy dog, going out with the girls, doing business, leaving restaurants to go do a deal and then going straight back to it. People love watching that and they fall in love with you as a person. And I've met people now that I don't even know, and they're like, Claudia, all good. I know who you are. Here's my listing. Please take it.
So you get listings straight from your social media?
Social media.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And there's still some agents that don't do it. I don't understand. Why do you think people aren't doing it?
It's so different. It's not the norm. So the standard, it's all about, realestate.com, which is great. It's about, brochure drop-offs, and it just, at the end of the day, you've got to jump onto this wagon, because we are all visual creatures. Think about websites. Our website is our Instagram, is our LinkedIn, TikTok now. I've got a guy that's doing TikTok as an agent.
Do you have a TikTok?
I just got it, and I have no idea what I'm doing on it, but that's okay. He's getting listings through TikTok.
I've seen those TikToks, the ones in LA and Beverly Hills, and the amount of views that it gets is like 20 million views of someone listing a property.
Yeah.
Imagine the exposure of that. It's huge, and you don't think that all these like Instagram, TikTok, you post, and you don't know what's actually happening and bubbling behind the scenes, right?
I'll give you guys an example. I'm at Bar Carolina. The guy will know who I'm talking about, my vendor. I'm at Bar Carolina with the girls, and out comes the waiter saying, do you know a guy called so-and-so? And I said, no, I have no idea. And he goes, he wants you to sell his house. Yep. And I thought, okay, I'm at a club, bar, restaurant, everyone's drunk. Do I really give him my business card? So I gave him my business card, said, tell the guy to call me on Monday if he's serious. Anyway, the guy came over, started talking, said, I follow you on Instagram. Can you please follow me back now? I've got a house that I want you to list. I've got a house in Brighton East. Can you please list that? And I'm looking for a house in Brighton. If I didn't take him seriously, I wouldn't have got this deal over. Comes next week, I sell him a house for $6 million. Just like that.
And you got the listing as well?
Got the listing as well. And that was through social media. And he's following constantly. We've done deals on LinkedIn, developments, Sydney. Even we've got people calling us from Sydney, because social media is that powerful.
It can be.
That is crazy.
So I use it to my advantage. The other night, I went to a club for a birthday, and we finished a deal in the club at 12:35 a.m. in the morning.
In the club?
I documented it.
Isn't it crazy that I already know that, because I saw this on your social media?
What club are you going to do deals like that?
I went to Bond, so it was Saturday. Been there, done that.
I don't go to Bond anymore. But
Rex was probably there as well.
No, we had a deal. It was Saturday. I got an offer at 5 p.m. And then we had to go to the birthday party, and we just continued making the deal and going back and forth. And comes 12:35 a.m. in the morning, we had just done the deal. I called up the guy, said a huge congratulations, the house is yours. Called up the vendor, she was still awake, and that's how we did it. Because when the pot is hot, you don't stop stirring.
Yeah. Like that.
That's one of my biggest mottos, because then life gets in the way. Life happens, everyone has the intention of doing something, then something happens with the kids, their boyfriend cheats on them, and then they can't be bothered, they're tired, and then they don't do the deal. So when it's hot, that's when I strike.
I like it.
where do you see your career going? Now that it's been 2.5 years, doing quite well, you're well known in the industry, where do you want it to go?
I just want it to just continue. My biggest thing is I know that I can literally go into any job and any field, and I'll always be fine. My biggest thing is just about enjoying every day, whether I'm packing boxes or selling a $400,000 house or a $40 million mansion. I just want to be happy, and that's my biggest thing. So inspiring people along the way to do real estate if that's what they want. And I also want to show that females can do quite well in this industry.
Which is lovely.
That's a really big thing for me.
Hey, Claudia, if you had the opportunity to rewind the clock 2.5 years ago and have a chat to Claudia just about she going into real estate, would you say anything to her or do anything different with that knowledge?
No. I the only thing I would have just said is keep going. Just keep moving forward. Always keep moving forward. And no, because everything that has happened to this point has made me who I am now. But the only thing is, just never stop. Just always keep going. You'll always have bad days. You'll have good days, but the bad days don't stay there. So just keep moving.
I think that's a really important message for a lot of the younger agents coming into the industry. I had a girl recently, and this is no joke. She started a job. She was 22 years old. Yeah. After a month, she resigned. And her reason for resigning was, I've been working for 4 years. I'm exhausted.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is, I know, it's hilarious. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? When can I retire then? The fuck? Anyway. My point is that the younger generation coming into this industry, and I'm on the forefront of it. I see it. I hear the conversations with my team. And it's so frustrating because they don't realize that all there's no other word to put it, but the shit-kicking jobs that you start off in. It might be that you are a receptionist or you're a leasing consultant. It's long hours and it's late nights and they don't have work-life balance. But they're not understanding that the tough times really create an incredible person in the end. If you can overcome obstacles, you can work the long hours, or you can sort of overcome... what's the word? I can't think of the word. Like disparity, maybe? I think that's what it might be. So, Claude, what advice do you have for these younger people in real estate? If you could speak to them the way that I see, that I speak to them, what would you say? If they're starting in real estate, they're struggling with work-life balance, they want to leave. What advice or words of wisdom can you give?
Get out of your own way. Be kinder to yourself and...
Go back, sorry, what do you mean by get out of your own way?
Well, I see so many people, they're in their own way and they're...
As in they're blocking themselves?
They block themselves. It's all negativity and drama and, but I didn't get this listing. Yeah, but he went to my enemy, my competitor, or he did this. You've got to get out of your own way. I have been on the side where I was my own worst enemy, and it's not a good place. I guarantee you, be your own best friend. Give yourself some time. Go out there, because this is one of the most rewarding careers that you can ever have. One of the most rewarding careers that you will have financially. You can choose what hours you want to put in, but at the end of the day, you've got to work. Nothing comes easy. And you just got to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, because you never know what's going to happen. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. I literally wake up every day. I'm happy. You could be stuck, in an office on your computer, or you could be in someone's house, getting to know them, and that's work. The way I see it is I'm blessed. So just change mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Claude, there's a segment that we have introduced to our show that we are meant to introduce quite early on, but we got a little carried away. It's called Under the Hammer. And what it is, we're going to shoot quick fire questions at you to get to know you a little bit better. No one, as per usual, has prepared for this, but we're going to give it a whirl. So let's start with you, Rexy.
What motivates you?
What motivates me? Inspiring other people.
Lovely.
Great. Pete?
If you could have dinner with anyone, alive or past, who would you have dinner with, Claudia?
Oh, God.
You can say me, it's fine.
I'd have an interview with God.
Okay.
I like that.
And say, okay, what? What is going on?
Good
Who
plan.
is who? What is really happening? What happens when we die? I'd have an interview with God.
Very good one. Very
Yeah.
good one. I'll come, please. You can never eat again or you can never talk again. Which one do you choose?
Never talk again.
I knew you'd say that.
Duh.
Rexy?
How do you get through a tough day?
So I focus on the solution, not the problem. The problem is what it is, and if I can't do anything about it, then I just move forward. I pick up the phone, call up a friend that's really crazy, wacky, and
Call
happy. I put on a happy movie, I get up, and I keep moving.
Lovely.
I like that. Pete?
Okay, when we can start traveling internationally, Claudia, where is the first place you are going to go overseas?
Greece.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Greece, Turkey, Dubai.
Ooh, I'm coming.
Yep, anytime.
You invite yourself to
I
everything.
know.
don't you?
No one's going to invite me unless I invite myself, right?
Who on earth wouldn't invite her?
I know. Guys, just before, Rex said I wouldn't be his best woman at his wedding. And we're going to get a poll up to say...
She invited herself.
Yeah, I invited myself. Anyway. All right, Claude, there's 17-year-old pregnant Claudia sitting in the room with you. What do you tell her?
Don't focus on the negative. Just do the best that you can with what you've got and keep striving. Just get back up. And save. Save, save, save for anyone.
Yeah.
I think COVID's proven that to us.
Save.
Save.
Foreign concept for you, Rex?
It is.
When Jason isn't here for me to give a hard time to, I have to deflect it onto someone else. So
Yeah, it's easier.
You poor thing. Hasn't he copped it enough?
no, self-inflicted. We can't.
It's someone else that inflicted it.
So, thanks for that, Claude. So drawing it, let's talk about Zed. What influence has Zed had on your life?
What?
Influence has Zed had on your life so far? I mean, you mentioned that you were in this incredibly rewarding career that you absolutely loved and you took this plunge into real estate. There's something about Zed that people obviously gravitate toward, and I think yourself as well. People naturally gravitate toward the both of you. But what was it about him and what influences he had on the success of your career today?
His mindset. Literally his mindset. Like, we had been working, it's 10:30 at night, we're about to have our first meal, and I post something on social media, and the woman goes, oh, you guys are doing great. Zed goes, Claude, she's got a house, talk to her. I'm like, no, it's like 10, almost 11 o'clock at night, I can't do that. He's like, Claudia, she just messaged you, just pick up the phone. Him teaching me to not care, to just pick up the phone, do the best you can, make that call, and just pick up the phone. That was one of the biggest things for me. Being around Zed, he's got this mindset that nothing really stops him. Rejection, I'm really good at this as well. If someone says no to me, I don't take it personal. So his mindset is phenomenal. His mindset is sharp. He literally, if there's a problem in Zed's life, he'll embrace it.
Lovely.
He
This
literally
is really the
takes
importance,
it.
right, Rexy? We've spoken about this a lot on this show of having the right director in place and the right, management in place, because a lot of businesses fail and a lot of agents, there's revolving doors in real estate because directors don't necessarily always lead by example, right?
No.
But it's also having, in my opinion, the right mindset. Like if you have the right mindset doing anything, not just a director, it doesn't you can influence yourself. You don't need to be led by your director.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to change your mindset if you want to do something.
Yeah.
But he works on his mindset. He's always so sharp. He's so dedicated, motivated, and that's why people are drawn to him. But at the same time, Zed and I both do really ridiculous long hours, sometimes 7 days a week. But yet you'll still see us partying. You'll still see us going on holidays, going out with friends, because we've got life in us and we love what we do.
It's something that really inspires me when I watch your social media, Claude, the hours that you put in, but you don't ever let that affect your life and your ability to go out and enjoy yourself. How do you manage it all? The work, life, social, family, how do you manage it all?
I just do it. Like, for example, I was in Rye. I've literally left a hens just to come here for the interview, and I'm going straight back Because the way I see it is, oh wow, I'm lucky enough to be interviewed. Yep, I'm going to take a couple of hours out of my day to make this happen. I'm living life. I just posted something on social media. 7 years ago, I realized, my God, what if I die today? If I die today, I'm going to die dead. I'm already dead inside. My biggest thing now is, if I die, I want to die alive. Okay, because I'm living already. Every day I choose to live. Every day is an adventure. Every day and I'm here with you. I get to go back to Rye. That's the way I see it. Yeah, to the haunted house. You know what? But to me, it's living life. It's not boring.
What caused
make
that
it
shift
happen.
though? That mindset shift, because that's something that I think a lot of people, it just something clicks. What clicked for you to sort of go, I'm not living a life that if I died tomorrow, I would be fulfilled with?
Well,
what changed?
I was watching a movie, and this movie made you question, what if today was your last day? And I realized I am so dead inside. I'm so unfulfilled. I have no spark, no purpose, and I'm just there.
Was it your career doing that to you at the time?
No, it was a bad boyfriend at that time.
Yeah.
And I realized, my God, I've got to stop this, and I've got to live life. And that's why every day I choose to live life and make the most of it and be happy doing it. I literally choose happiness every day. But happiness comes from having a grateful heart. So my gratitude is on point. So the way I see it, I'm grateful that I'm here with you guys. And then I'm grateful that I get to go back to Rye. I don't see it as a chore. Anyone else would say, what, I have to do a 2-3 hour drive? No way, I'm going to stay at this Hens. I get to do it all. That's
really
the way
important.
I see it.
And someone that's incredibly grateful that he is not hungover today is Pete. What was that, Pete?
Claudia, having a balanced life seems to be one of the major sort of benefits of working with a culture like Zed's. Like, what would you say to someone that's in an environment that isn't healthy? If they're in an agency where they haven't got strong leadership and they haven't got, someone that they can actually get motivated by, what would you say to someone in the industry like that?
I would say, look in the mirror. Don't focus on your director. Don't give anyone else the power of your life and what you can actually bring to the table. So at the end of the day, if you're working in an environment where there are, you don't have the right leaders, then be your own leader. I too have gone through things where I'm not happy, and I haven't focused on anyone else but me, because at the end of the day, you've got everything inside of you that you need to do. You just got to use it. We all get tools. So if you're not happy, and if it's really, really tearing you down, get out, go to another agency. But you create your own wealth, you create your own environment, and at the end of the day, if you're so busy working, getting listings, selling homes, making money, you're not going to worry about any of that. That means you've got too much time to focus on that as opposed to you.
That's really important. I think we live in a generation at the moment that, unfortunately, the younger generation coming in is riddled with, there's a lot of unhappiness in the world. And I think a lot of it comes from comparisons on social media, feeling like they're not good enough. I think I was reading something like 1 in 6 Americans in high school or something have attempted or want to attempt suicide. Like, we're living in this world where there's so much unhappiness.
Yeah.
I know you've mentioned a few things, Claude, that give you gratitude and bring you happiness. Where did that stem from? Does that stem from your family and your upbringing? Like, where do you get this sense of gratitude that you're literally leaving a Hens for, and driving 2 hours in torrential rain to come to an interview because you're grateful? Where does this all come from? It's
because at one point I was so down because I didn't have anything. At one point I was miserable and I didn't have a sense of direction in my life. And I was, as I said, my own worst enemy. And it really sucked. And I thought, what if I just change this? What if I start talking kinder to myself, just being nicer? When I was my own best friend, my whole game changed. If I can give you guys one tool and you can use this in business and in your personal life. Majority of the population focus on the problem. Okay, they focus 80 to 90% on the problem with 10% on the solution. I flip it. I don't care what the issue is. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to focus on this. My whole life changed. Do you know that we have between 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day? That's the true definition of doing your head in.
Out of those 60 to 70 thoughts that you have in your day, how many of
60
them
to
are about
70.
food?
I would say about 55. I eat a lot. I know you can't tell, but I eat a lot.
Where does it go, Claudia? Can I ask?
I don't know. Backside.
Do you drink? Do you train? So do you drink? Says me, just had an Aperol spritz prior to filming. Do you go to the gym? Like, how do you look like this?
I don't do full gym workouts, but I do Pilates, and I'm always active and I'm always on the go.
Yeah.
But I eat a lot.
You
as
do eat
well.
a lot. I've
I
been witness to
never,
that.
ever deprive myself of a good pizza or a burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about balanced life.
It's about balance. Something I want to ask, Claude, you have a big following and a lot of people have a perception about you from what they see on social media. What would you want to tell your audience? Something that they don't know about you or something they can learn from you from watching this show today?
I actually got asked this the other day. Someone goes, "Oh, Claudia, tell me 4 things I don't know about you." I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't take drugs, and I don't date.
Why don't you date?
Why don't you
Sorry,
drink?
male viewers now. Why don't you male viewers? What did you say?
Why don't you drink?
He's like, majority of people look at me like, "Are you okay? Do you have fun?" Yeah, I still have fun without it. No, I just realized that when I was drinking, I'd feel like shit, and I just don't need it.
Take notes. Take notes. Take notes.
Part of my life. See that,
What was
Pete?
that, Pete?
Thank you for that advice, Claudia. I should have had that last night.
Are you going to take it?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
There you go.
So, Claude, where, as an industry as a whole, there's a lot of changes happening in real estate, particularly post-COVID. Firstly, how did you navigate COVID, and what are your predictions for real estate in the next 10 years? Where do you think it's going?
Real estate's definitely changing. COVID has proven that, and
How is it changing?
so while we were in COVID, we automatically realized, wow, we need to do virtual videos, virtual tours. We need to sell online now. Back in the olden days, you'd have to take someone in your car and take them around, or you'd go tell them to meet you there. There's a lot more happening now in the industry that we've realized that COVID might be here to stay, unfortunately. I know that sucks. There's going to be a new norm, and you just got to go with what the solution is. And we very quickly realized, like many agencies, all right, we've got to focus on the solution. How we're going to sell homes. People still need homes. Virtual tours using social media, LinkedIn, Facebook.
Do you think you're already a step ahead because you already had such a big social media presence? Yeah.
You guys did quite well through that whole
We
lockdowns
had some
and-
of our biggest months.
That's crazy.
ever.
crazy.
Crazy.
A lot of
Yeah.
agents were not doing anything.
No, we did good. It was the first, when we first got out of COVID, 20 days into the first month, we had hit $574,000 in commission.
Wow.
In our,
Huge.
yeah. So we were pretty much straight on the go.
Straight back into it.
Think about it. COVID has proven that your home is the most essential. People now are not worried about putting money into their pockets. They're spending.
Absolutely. With a big social media presence and I would almost say, Claude, you're almost like, you are like a celebrity. You're like Victoria's very own, what's that listing? That's that show that's on Netflix?
Which one?
No, the one with all the girls.
Don't tell me you're selling sunset.
I have not watched it. But you're like Melbourne's very own Selling Sunset. Brains, beauty, booty. I like to say the 3 Bs. My question is have you dealt with any negative feedback, like any haters, and how do you deal with that?
Absolutely.
There's always going to be haters.
Yeah.
There'll always be haters, and I can guarantee, even if you do everything to please people, someone will always pick on something. So I don't live for them. They don't pay my bills. I don't worry about it. I worry about me and my happiness, and I just keep moving forward. I do, however, there have been a few haters that I have I've had bullies and I've stood up to them because I don't want them to think that it's okay to just do it to anyone else. And there have been a few bullies that have turned into fans.
Isn't it interesting that people can become so aggressive on social media and they want to tear down?
Courage.
But I think the thing is, Rexy, as a female, right, you put yourself out there for your business, and we've got a sort of a group of females, Claudia and I, that we hang around with, our little women in business. I don't know what we call it, something weird. And we've
What do you call it?
I
Boss
don't know,
babes.
boss babes.
Boss babes.
Something, yeah.
Why am I not ever invited to these boss babes luncheons?
Well,
Are you jealous?
I am. I'm never going to invite.
it's girls only. And we've sort of spoken out
Sounds
about.
sexist.
I'm going to put you in a headlock. I will do it. Don't tempt me. I will do it, and I'll do it on camera as well.
Please do it.
Oh,
Please.
I'm injured. Sorry. Okay.
Come here.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Guys, it's on.
Okay, back to it. So as females, we put ourselves out there on social media, right? And then we get creepo men. So, can you send me photos of your feet? Because I will buy the photos. Would you be interested in coming to my house? We've got it all, all these options for selling ourselves, basically, and we cop it hard. And we also put ourselves out there on social media. And these are girls from all different industries: real estate, recruitment, change management, different industries. And we've all actively spoken about how putting ourselves out there on social media, you get bullied, you get put down, you get sexualized, a lot of abuse, nastiness, and a lot of girls might start, particularly in real estate, putting themselves out there, get this sort of backlash, and then stop altogether and go back into their shell.
Yeah.
I've done it for a period of time. When I first started, really putting myself out there on social media, I was copying all this like sexual comments, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then I was like, fuck this. I'm not putting myself out there because I want a boyfriend. I'm putting myself out there to promote my business.
Yeah.
So that's sort of where this question comes in, and the advice that I want you to give to particularly females in real estate that want to start putting themselves out there, but the fear of bullying, harassment, and rejection, that's what I really wanted to know. Like, how do you talk to those people and tell them how they should navigate this situation?
Well, number one, if you're not strong mentally to be able to have a fight with someone else or to stand up for yourself, I definitely don't recommend that you say anything at all. I recommend just back away, delete them, block them, and move on. Only when you get to a point where you are confident in yourself enough that you can stand up, that's when I recommend, because otherwise it can really, really tear you down. I've seen a lot of girls that say, Claudia, how do you do what you do? And then they try it and then they go into their shell, as you were saying. So for now, what I would say is ignore them. Just ignore them. Click that button. We are so blessed that we have a button where we just delete, block, that's it. Keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, life isn't perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. We're going to have hate and negativity all around us, but if you can embrace that and see that that is life, then you can move forward.
Guys get it as well. I get a lot of
Guys get
hate
a
or
lot of abuse.
Even females with pictures or whatever the case may be. You just ignore it. And as you said, my view is that it's hard enough to keep yourself happy and the people close to you. It's impossible to make everyone else happy.
Thank
so
you.
why try?
Thank you.
Just be you.
What pictures are you getting?
You don't want to know.
Oh.
We want to know.
Now I want to know.
There's a lot of pictures, videos. I get a lot of.
Do they want you to be a sugar daddy? Is that what it is?
I don't know what they want.
Sugar daddy, his next career coming up.
And someone said, actually I don't block, but I should block.
Yeah. Interesting. It's always colourful around you, Rex.
It is colourful around you.
So we've got a part of our show. It's when I think that Pete goes from caterpillar to butterfly. And he hates when I use this analogy, but he grows wings and he flies. And we call it Pete's cheat sheet. So Pete, can you take it away?
Chanel, another fantastic introduction. Thank you so much. So, as you can see, every episode that we've had to date has something about digital in it. Every guest has spoken about the strength of digital in real estate. So we, this month, for this episode, have created a digital presence check sheet. So you'll be able to download it off realestaterenovators.com.au. It's number 11 of our resources. So we're up to 11 resources. They're absolutely being hammered in terms of download. Please enjoy them, use them. And again, if anyone has any resources that they would like us to produce, send us a message and we'll do our best to do it. Back to you, Chanel.
That's awesome, Pete. I like that. Well, Claudia, like I said, the 3 B's in life: brains, beauty, and booty. It has been such a pleasure having you on our show today.
Thank you for driving down as well.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And look, the sun's come out.
I know, right? I think that there should be more women like you in real estate, and we're so grateful to have you on board. Keep killing it, Claudes.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.